One day I was talking with my employees and asked them how they thought people would travel abroad. I guess people might feel nervous about sitting so close to other passengers in the economy section like they did in the past. I think passengers might want to have at least one empty seat in between. People would check in online in advance instead of standing in line at the airport. I wouldn't feel safe to touch the check-in machine that so many other people have touched. I wish airports would introduce touchless machines. Worst of all, you would be so screwed if you traveled to another country and were confirmed to have the virus there. I think I would not travel unless the travel agency guarantees that they'll connect me to a local hospital when I'm suspected to have the coronavirus. Well, don't you think all travelers should buy coronavirus insurance before going on a trip? Gee, this is getting too complicated. I would say just don't travel overseas. Just travel to Jeju Island. Why bother to travel to other countries when Korea is the safest of all? We talked about it for a while, but in the end, our conclusions were Jeju Island and safety. With the coronavirus outbreak, safety is the most important prerequisite for anything you do. People shouldn't even attempt to do anything unless the concern over contagion is resolved. These days, people are doubtful about going anywhere. They ask, "Is that place okay? Are you sure it's safe there?" This is the kind of question that nobody even thought about until just a year ago. In the past, everyone asked questions like, "Is it cheap there? Is the food delicious there? Is that movie good? Is it fun? Is the service good? Does it have a good view?" But now, no matter how cheap or how much you get for the money you pay, nobody even bothers to go anywhere unless it's safe. It is because safety has become the criterion for consumption and the most important prerequisite. If you own a business and you cannot say confidently that your business ensures safety, you might as well just close down now. Since the coronavirus pandemic, human desires all depend on one issue: safety from the virus. Safety consciousness saved Korea. When the crisis hit, Korea's response to the pandemic, commonly referred to as K-quarantine, became a role model around the world. Korean-made virus diagnostic kits are in such high demand that manufacturers cannot keep up. Then, Korea implemented the world's first drive-through test checkpoints. It takes only 10 minutes to get tested for coronavirus with the drive-through system, which allows people to get tested without having to get out of their cars, as they would when ordering from Starbucks and McDonald's. The biggest benefit of this system is that it doesn't require disinfectant procedures before taking the test, which minimizes both the contact between drivers and medical staff and the time between tests. Sam Kim, a Bloomberg News reporter, commented that this system proved that Korea is among the world's most innovative country. More than anything, the biggest asset that Korea has gained from this experience is national credibility. Korea succeeded in containing the spread of coronavirus without going to a lockdown. And not only that, the trust between government and the Korean people has made a big impression on people in other countries. Bill Gates showed a keen interest in Korea's preventive measures against the pandemic. He couldn't praise the country enough, and his foundation contributed $4.83 million to Korea Telecom's research on a predictive model for infectious diseases. This is just one example of what the asset of trust can do. Suppose the United States has to import a product from another country. From which country do you think the United States will import that product? A country that has shady data on infectious disease, no proper diagnostic measures, and no transparency? Or would the United States import it from a country that is transparent and reliable? Recently, I saw a public service advertisement on CNN. In the ad, a man goes grocery shopping at a supermarket and brings the bags home. He wears plastic gloves even after washing his hands. He then wipes with disinfectant wet tissues the packages of all the products he bought, including shampoo, tissues, and cereal. He even goes on to wipe and clean the table where he placed the grocery bags. The ad ends with this line, "Stay safe." Most of the products sold in the United States are imported. Of course, as time goes by, the anxiety over the coronavirus will subside. But people will remain conscious of safety issues, and countries will want to trade with safe countries that have proven records of transparency and reliability. Even as of now, many countries are hesitating to open their doors to foreign visitors, mainly because there is no guarantee of safety.